So it's great. Yes, we're on about a minute, aren't we?
We are. Yeah,
We're
1
on
minute to
about a
go.
minute. Are we all happy?
Yeah.
Very well. And hi, Sharon. Good to see you.
Hi, John. How are you? You okay?
I'm very well.
Hiya.
I'm very well. Now, you okay, Yulia? We're there.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen in the assembled company, welcome once more to the World Storytelling Cafe. I say once more, but some of you are here for the first time, and welcome to you all. Now, tonight is a very special Monday nights. I've been having a different theme every night, every Monday. We had festival themes, we've had all sorts of themes. But tonight is a very special night and for me personally, because about last May, you know, you remember the world before lockdown? Yeah, no, he's been in his garden for 6 months now. I ran a series of workshops and I met this phenomenal group of people. And we wrote for 3 days. And they'd done a show the year before called Recovery's Got Talent, live at the Apex. Was it at the Apex in Bury, where it was?
It was King Edward School.
It was in King Edward School because
Yeah.
that's better than the Apex. And there's so and they had they put on this show and it really went down well. And they were planning, and we still don't know what's going to happen, but we're planning all sorts of things. But we did have this opportunity tonight to come together for a virtual Recovery's Got Talent. Give it a round of applause, everyone. And I'm introducing the first poet. Actually, he's put on weight over lockdown. So whether his nom de plume is still appropriate, I'm not quite sure. But please, could you put your hands together for the Skinny Poet?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, I am still suitably skinny. I think okay, I can get away with it. I'd like to do 2 poems for you. So I'm going to start quite quickly.
Hold on. Someone is making a noise somewhere around you, I think.
Oh,
or
no.
Someone's not muted.
Yeah, that's not here. It's pretty quiet here.
Okay.
Hey, we're okay?
We're okay.
The first one is about growing up. It's about the nostalgia, really, of all the crazy, reckless things you do when you're a kid. It's called Growing Pains. When I was a kid, I know I did some really stupid stuff. I built traps, did tricks, threw stones and sticks and tried to blow stuff up. I pushed my luck and luck pushed back, and sometimes I got hurt. And even when I wasn't hurt, I was face down in the dirt. But that was all a part of growing up, a ritual of age, to pull some stupid, crazy stunt and live to walk away. We would gather in our girl-shy groups, all scuffed knees and grass stains, and see who could dream up the stunt of stunts, the one to end all days. Well, I say end all days, but it was fun and games, a part of boisterous play. We could bounce about like rubber balls and fall from trees all day. And we did. We hid in derelict buildings and climbed their crumbling walls. We would swing from trees on windy days and sway them to and fro. And fall, yes, we'd fall and laugh and cheer and then climb right up again. It's like I didn't have a sense of fear in my not fully formed yet brain. That part, allegedly, came later. We would chase wild snakes, skate frozen lakes, ride bikes down woodland hills. Cuts and bruises, sprains and breaks were the currency of thrills. No pills to face the ills I racked, no fear of what could be, just my stupid mates and stupid me being stupid, young and free. Oh, what fun we had, all blue and black, crashing bikes in tangled heap, catching frowns and scowls from the village girls as they held their tea parties. Not today, Teddy. No tea, thanks, Ted. I've got a date with that there ramp. I've got to test the integrity of my head, see if I can make my memories damp. Then with a thump, I'll take a lump and be lights out like a lamp. Be on the ground making walrus sounds while my mates all chant, "The champ!" Those painful days, those free-lived days, those wild days have passed. I can't go out in public now, covered in dirt and blood and grass. But that's okay. I paved the way for much stupidity. I have 2 brothers in my wake who are stupid 2 and 3. I've a sister too, so I know it's true that girls are just more smart, because she wouldn't partake in our harebrained schemes if she knew that they hurt from the start. And I look back now with fond memories and amazed that I survived. I mean, I do have scars on my legs, my arms, my neck, my chest and my thigh. See, when I was a kid, I definitely did some really stupid stuff. But the stupidest thing I ever did as a kid, well, that was grow up. Thank you. I do have one more. I'll get it in there quickly. It's only about a minute long. Is there time for that? Okay, we'll go for it. Right, the next one is it's a little bit more heartfelt, I think, about not judging people really and seeing that anybody can struggle. Coming through from Recovery's Got Talent, you do that a lot. You learn not to judge and know that anybody can suffer at any time. This is called Humans Being. For some people, it is difficult simply to exist. For some people, getting through the days like working a double shift without a manager, without staff, without any support at all. Some people feel all alone, stood in a bustling mall. Some people feel they need to scream but cannot find their voice. And some people choose to be strong each day, though they never had a choice. Some people mask their feelings with a smile on their lips because some people taught them a stiff upper lip is the way some people live. Some people long to ask for help but can't even hold your eyes. And some people put on a grown-up show while inside their child hides, frightened, confused, and alone. They've never known how to fill their space despite how much they've grown. Some people cage their heart away when they long to set it free. And some people risk their heart each day and pin it to their sleeves. And some people open up their hearts and live their life to serve. Then some people see them as easy marks and not as they deserve. Because some people think that greed is needed to get themselves ahead. They carve a path through kinder hearts, not caring where they tread. Some people count their blessing while dressing in the dirt. And some people medicate their minds when stressing makes it hurt to think, hurt to talk, hurt to be. See, we can rant and shout and scream, but we only need to breathe. Some try their best in every test and still feel lost at sea. And some people struggle and get called a mess because that's all some people see. But in truth, all of these people, they are just people like you and me. See, some people, it amounts to us. And good or bad, we're just humans being. Thank you very much. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed them.
Oh, that was wonderful. That was the skinny pie. That was brilliant. What a start to the show. What a start to the show. And it's going to continue with magnificence. So, Joanne, do you have a couple of poems for us?
Hi, John. Yes, I do. Yeah.
Or 6 poems even.
Yeah, they're very quick.
That's okay.
Right. Hi, everyone. This is my poetry journal through my recovery of the loss of my daughter by suicide. Thank you for giving me the chance to get heard. Here we go. Don't do serious unless tears fall. Even then, fakes walk tall, seen it all. On a path of jokers and actors, probably voters of Thatcher's. Slowly, slowly catch the monkey equals state junkie. Valium, and pre-Gab pharmaceutical wars. I'm hinting no more. Gov.com drugs equals mugs, also steroid thugs. I rest my case, another human race. This is called crap. Collecting my thoughts for counselling talks. Not keen chatting life that's been. 1 hour on the phone, repeating my crap. I drone and drone, sharing my burdens so I'm not alone. Side by side, we walk this path, no laugh, regurgitating my past, no blast. Is cancelling a fast. My spirit's blocked, emotions locked, dangling on a string, this path I begin, controlling my life, healing the strife. This one's Life's Fishbowl. Got lost in a soul, also cyber control, Facebook banter, Snapchat or Twitter. Them victims are a bit fitter, still human litter. I kid you not, another life cycle. Middle finger to the lot, wrong slot. Summer 2019, interesting weather it's been. Wet and cold if the truth told. Mulling over my thoughts, anger, love, devotion, life's emotions and potions. Feeling misplaced, supposedly my living space. It's shared, balanced haired, new tenants, new penance. So it goes on, finding where I belong. Hate the gossip and the lies, like the resident flies, fewer highs, strength demised. Onwards and upwards. Bed's not your friend, dressing gown neither, or a stinky beaver. Dust yourself down, straighten that crown, or lay in tears and drown. Heave ho, still no obvious medical show or cancer chemo glow. It's a broken heart, for which no medical chart. Carry on swimming and not back to the beginning. Time and tears, it's been 3 years. New life's gears, trusting my peers. I'm moving on, my past is not where I belong. Finding my place in life's song. This is a very short one. It's called Mother and Suicide. It was her choice. We gave that power. We gave life. We gave that gift. Long or short, their gift, their choice. Live or die. Love put aside, they decide. Life's denied, another young suicide. And this is the last one, the Hope Centre. And it is, this one's for Marlene, friend for life. Willing to start living. New paths, new rules, new friends, new adventures, new theories, new life. Systems rewired, brain rebooted. Either, it's working. My life's lurking. My brain's twerking. Hope, love and time, it's working.
Thank you, Joanne. And a journey, and it is a diary of a journey. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, right. So I wrote down what I said at the beginning, so I could pretend to be efficient. Roger, are you ready?
Yeah,
fantastic.
Okay.
Can we welcome Roger?
Thank you. I've got 2 poems. First one is because I get rather fed up with being told what to do, what to think, what to say, and all that sort of thing. The 3 mentions of politics are with a small letter. I have no political affiliation. This is called I'm Just Me. I used to be a socialist, but then I got a job. I tried to be conservative. Some would say a snob. I had to go at liberal and sitting on the fence, but none of these philosophies to me made any sense. I'm not political, not hypocritical, not stereotypical, I'm just me. I'm not radical, not tragical, not even magical. I'm just me. We talked about Brexit and HS2, COVID-19, or is it just the flu? Then there was fake news, or was it true? So much information, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think, I don't know what to say. I don't know if I should go or should I stay. Too many arguments, too much grey. I'm just hiding in my haven and living day to day. I'm not political, not hypocritical, not stereotypical. I'm just me. I'm not radical, not tragical, not even magical. I'm just me. That's the first one. Thank you, Vicky. Now, the second one, I don't know if I should do, well, I think I shall. This is about my sister, who's a little bit older than me, and we don't actually get on these days. And it's in a North Suffolk, South Norfolk accent, a Waveney Valley accent, if that's okay with John. My little old sis. My little old sister, she were hully riled when I popped out and farted, burped and smiled. She was jealous, you see, because I was small and cute. All she wanted was to give me the boot. She'd had the attention till I come along. For 4 full years, she couldn't do nothing wrong. I got a boil on the side of my neck, so she thought I'd die, I do suspect. Then she could be the centre of attention again. But I survived, much to her chagrin. And here I am, nearly 70 year on, and we've had our spats, they've come and gone. But I forgive her all the things she said about how I've been bullied and fooled and led, because she can't help being oh so wrong, because I have to admit she's getting on. I hope one day we'll bury the hatchet, because sibling love, you just can't match it. In the meantime, my little old sis, I hope you live a life of bliss. That's how it is, that is. Good evening.
Thank you, Roger. Now we're going to move across the screen.
Across the screen.
It's the screen, so we can stay with the same yellow line around you.
Yeah.
And can you please put your hands together for Vicky?
Thank you. So this is a story about our life. I wrote it one Saturday morning. I'd gone to bed rather angry with Roger for something silly he'd done or said. I can't even remember what, but I got up Saturday morning and I grabbed one of his notebooks and I wrote this. It's called Relationships. Relationships, they are a funny thing. I only wanted 3 or 4 nights a week, but I ended up with a full-time fling. And now my future doesn't seem so bleak. He is the best thing that ever happened to me. He understands that I need time alone. He loves me even when I'm grumpy and doesn't ever utter a moan. We chat and bicker every day, sleep together most every night. I try to show him in every way that I love him even when we fight. The dog is sleeping in her cage. The cats are upstairs on our bed. Hattie doesn't do anything to earn a wage, while Sap and Lucy just expect to be fed. Sorry. I wouldn't do anything to change my life, as it is overflowing with love. Without Roger, it would be full of strife. We fit together like a glove. That's it.
Yeah. Now, we can't see Pug, but he was there. Are you there, Pug? You were just now. Right. Hopefully Pug will come back to us. And but I'm just going to change the order again then. So, Sarah, are you okay? Are you ready? Just need to unmute.
Yeah,
Fantastic. The great thing about Zoom meetings is that you don't have to get people from the dressing room to the stage if someone doesn't turn up. You just click over from one screen to another. So please, can we put our hands together for Sarah?
Thanks, guys. Okay, I started writing a book which I adapted to do as shares at AA meetings, and I've adapted again to just do 5 minutes here. So I'll just read the beginning and the end. And okay, so it's this my story of my journey. Okay, since a baby it grew in me. At that time, neither a might or a maybe. As I matured, and so did it, waiting for the spark to be lit. I did not know what I did not know. This was to be my biggest foe. It needed a living host and destroyed the things I loved the most. It burned so bright and set me free, intent on only destroying me. Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm an alcoholic. I'm an alcoholic of the hopeless variety. And by that, I mean my disease, the one that tells me I have not got it, is now part of my survival instinct. It will come before all the others. Food, warmth, shelter, love. It is numero uno, and I will lie, cheat, and steal to get it. I'm not aware of killing anyone, but it is not outside the realms of possibility. I will not regale you with war stories, of which there are many. You see, the alcohol is but a symptom of the disease. The core of the problem is, unfortunately, me, and yet more me. So to be able to live, I have to get rid of the problem, and here is the dilemma. My natural state when not drinking is to be restless, irritable, and discontent to an excruciatingly uncomfortable degree. Wherever I am, I don't want to be. Whoever I am with, I don't want to be with. Whatever I am doing, I don't want to do. And it's endless, greeting me every morning on waking. So I need an escape from this state of being. Suicide, one immediately thinks. Yes, I tried that, clearly not successfully. However, I learned a very long time ago that when I took a drink, my reality shifted. First drink, God, I'm pretty. Second drink, God, I am witty. By the 8th drink, I am a goddess, and all is right in my world. Unfortunately, I don't see that this is far from the truth. I am red-faced, tinging on purple. There is red wine spilt down my front. I am argumentative, loud, rude, and altogether an unlovely and unattractive creature. In my goddess mode, this elusive, perfect window starts to dim. So starts the chase of keeping it. More alcohol needed. And oh, some extras would be nice. These normally came in the form of a man or drugs, or preferably both. Then the chaos starts, undignified, embarrassing behavior, much of which I don't even know I am doing. Some will be nudging at me the following morning to go with the shaking, sweating, and retching. The goddess has long gone, and I am left with the fallout. Humiliated, wretched, and beaten, I can't get through the day. Solution, another drink. So I scuttle off to the shop and back onto the merry-go-round I go. Okay, and then this goes into the recovery bit. From that moment, everything changed. I truly have a God in my life, and I am once again hungry for recovery, hungry for life, hungry for freedom. Today, I don't just throw a prayer out because I think I should. Today, I pray from my heart. I talk with my God, I walk with my God, and I sit with my God. I am still very removed and turned off by religion. My church is being in nature with my dog, and where I can feel God and connect, not because I have been told to, but because I want to. The least I can do is give my time and respect. Not a very big price to pay when I have been given a freedom I never imagined possible. See page 84, 85 of the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. This is what I relate to today. Suddenly, life is not all about me, and I notice these tiny little details of change. I will pick up dog poo that's not my dog's. I went through my fag ends on the ground, a million subtle tiny changes and actions that bring about a psychic reorganization, a joy in seeing the light come back into people's eyes and life, a desire to reach out and help another addict. There is magic in the steps and in the fellowships, and the beauty of it is available to everyone, and it too is indiscriminate. So as with my addiction, I am still the problem. For all these years, and with all that knowledge, I could not let go. That's all I had to do was get out of the way. I just didn't know how. I had to let the steps and the process change me. Not in a way I thought I should be changed, but subtly, slowly, and significantly. I love that it is a lifetime process, and I'm constantly learning and evolving. How I live today reflects on all my tomorrows. That's it.
That's it. Hardly deals with it. That one. Brilliant, brilliant. It's just what I've loved about a lot of the writing tonight and that came through the workshop is there's an honesty to it. You know, there's nothing artificial, and it's said as it is. You know, and some writers struggle for years to get to that kind of honesty. But I think I was hoping we got Jody back, but I can't see him.
Justin, I've texted Justin and his internet's dipped out. He's just trying to get back on.
Okay. No, we've got Jody. I mean, the skinny poet is up there in the corner. And so I don't want 2.5 hours off you, but another 5 minutes would be if it's the last, unless anyone, before you start, has anyone who's read would like to read, but do a little more? No, in that case, if Justin doesn't get back on, if Pug doesn't get back on, we'll finish with you and then have a discussion maybe afterwards, because I just think it's you know, to actually talk about each other's writing and other people who are here might like to ask questions. Sharon's sitting down there, wherever Sharon's sitting, and she's always got a question.
My
been
whole
brilliant.
thing, my whole thing takes 20 minutes, so it's too long.
Well, if you want to do another section in a minute, but for the moment, can we welcome back on the Skinny Poet?
Hello, thank you very much. Thank you. Right, I'm going to do a poem in the spirit of being here with Recovery's Got Talent, a poem about recovery, recovery for me, and some of the things that you come up against when you've been a long-term drink and drug user. This poem is called Water's Fine. I was trying to find it in my book then, but I couldn't. I'm hoping I can remember it all. I have been practicing. You might catch a few pauses here and there, but I will try my best. This poem is called Water's Fine. Here comes that question. Would you like a drink, mate? The sight, the smell, the sound, the taste, this whole scene makes me salivate. It's as familiar to me as my ABC. But I must refuse and choose whether I explain why. Explain that if I take that ride, if I awake that beast inside, that it could consume my very life. It could ignite every version of the person that I am and leave in its passage just the ashes of a man. So do I tell him? I mean, I should be proud of my recovery, right? Proud of my strength, proud of my fight, proud of my perseverance to recover every part of me, to discover my true self from beneath that murky sea. So I do. I say, no thanks, I'm in recovery. And he looks at me like I just landed in this very spot from another planet. Like I'm not a man, but a Martian, an exposed fluctuation in the time-space continuum, a tear in the very fabric of his reality, a complete irregularity. See, he is confused. To refuse a drink doesn't make sense to him. It's only one drink. How harmful could it be? But I've no time to explain what one drink is to me. That one drink is just a tease. It's just the start, the first step onto a path which leads into chaos, darkness, into a maelstrom that barters for my very sense of self. And I've no time to say that it's one drink today, which is never just one anyway, but tomorrow that wouldn't change. I would say, well, I've already had some and it wasn't too bad, right? I remember the night I didn't fight, I got home in good time. So, hey, it's okay to drink today. And man, it would make me feel so much better. My whistle always sounds so much better when it's wetter. And so I would. And that pattern would unfold tenfold. It would take hold of my rationale and tear it apart like a wet paper towel. And then my drunk mind, once consigned to the liquor, would not feel satisfied, would not simply settle until I'd added to that high, till I was flying like a shuttle, shooting off full throttle to heights unknown. And I don't want to say, even that would grow. It would take hold, grow bold, that I would unfold and no longer remain, feel no love, no fear, no pain, nothing but an unquenchable appetite for destruction, for my destruction, an infliction, a malfunction which rules my base function and takes over my very will to survive. That I could be lost for weeks, months, years, caught in a complex catacomb of tears, tearing apart every routine part of life, just to pursue an unattainable high. I am an addict, a tragic captive to harmful habits. I'm one of the 10% who seeks blissful distraction through exterior transactions. I fall slave to my consumption if it is not kept in check. And every time any stressors fire my neurotransmitters and cortisol courses through my mind, I want to find the opposing side, to ride a tide of dopamine in ways seen as obscene, to flood my mind in a serotonin sea and stray from any civilized behavior. I rip out my demons and turn them into saviors, and I worship them. I worship them with fervor. I serve them until my light is dim, until my frame is frail and thin, until my life's torn down from within, until there's nothing left but them. And I don't want that. They've already had so much. I don't want to feel their touch. Don't want my light to fade, my true self to cascade like a flimsy house of cards. No, I want to shine hard, like a star, to drown out my shadows with me, to be my absolute pure self. I may not be perfect, but I don't belong in hell. See, I just want to live my life, to live with truth, with love, with light, and take each day at a time. But I don't have time to explain all of that. So I just say, thanks, mate. Water's fine. Thank you very much.
Brilliant.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Ah, have you got another? I don't want to turn you off. You know, I'm going to give you that 2.5 hour set. You know, you are a performer after all, mate.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I could probably, yeah.
I
Seriously,
don't want to put you on the spot. No pressure.
I've got one. But I do have them in the recesses of my mind. Yeah. Let me think. Which one would be good to do here? Oh, I'll do one about gossips. I've got a good poem about gossips. Like, everybody suffers from gossiping at some point in their life. It's a terrible affliction that is very human of all of us. And if you're looking around thinking, I've never been affected by gossip, then that probably means that you're the gossip. So you should take a long, hard look at that, of course. This poem I wrote being a victim of lots of gossip coming from a small town, but I'm sure it's the same everywhere. And it's called Malignant Messengers. We know them all, eyes quick and a darty, talking so tall whilst you're not a party. Did you hear? Oh dear, didn't he? Dear me. And what can you say when you're miles away? They knitter and natter a terrible chatter with never a flattering word to be heard. They meet and they speak every week. It's like Heat magazine. They don't see that they sound so absurd. Did you hear about him with that girl? Quite the whirlwind of sins. It's a sea of hot gossip out there. And oh, did you hear about him with that? Did you hear about her with that man? Quite the stir. And all the people they hurt. It's like they just don't care. See, we're hot gossip, don't you know? We're the real life living show. We're the talk about the town amongst all mouths. It doesn't matter where you go. No, they always want to know everything that's going down about their town. But just imagine, if you will, a place where wagging tongues are still, where the thrill of spilling others' lives from lips does not exist. What a strange world that would be, where the sheep no longer bleat, where you don't hear from Mrs. Johnson that Mr. Smith is always pissed. Or where Susie can be a floozy without it being local news. We could stand in our post office queues without the, is that really true? See Miss Baggin, quite the dragon, always falling off her wagon, but she's quick to talk of others when she's had more than a flagon. It's a simple village life. There's no sense of wrong or right. It's book club every Tuesday night where rumours fly. And they all burst down at the church, giving birth to words absurd. Poor Fred wasn't even out his hearse before they lied. Well, he had been being unfaithful, and we all know God is wrathful. He partook in slap and tickle with that tart behind the bar. Well, it's his wife where I feel sorry. All those pills she takes, I worry. It's like a scene from Corrie, but you know, without the stars. I heard he died while he was with her. What, the barmaid? No, her sister, while they played Naked Twister. You wouldn't think a man his age could bend that far. Well, I'd heard that he was faithful and he died at the kitchen table. Oh, Mabel, talk like that round here won't get you far. See, these people who like talking, well, they ought to put a cork in, because the rumour mill's polluting all their ears. Not just the fact it's not their business, but their lips will get damn blisters. They've kept lip selling the money all these years. But I don't think that they can help it. When there's news, they just can't shelf it. They'd be twitching with withdrawals before too long. And when they grind the rumour pulpit, each lie so large you have to gulp it. They're wrapped in others' lives as if they are sarongs. But that's the truth of every village where once we only raped and pillaged. Now we spout out verbal sewage from our mouths. But don't think this does not cause damage. For if through all the lies you rummage, you'll find a truth or two. Of that I have no doubt. You see, the thing is, folk aren't perfect, and there are some who may deserve it, but there are those who just get caught in life's melee. And during all this verbal skirmish, would you really think it's worth it if your sword tongue cut limbs off a family tree? See, it's a truth we can't deny. We all mess up sometimes in life, but the gossip of mishaps lasts far too long. So next time you hear a rumour, be the scalpel, not the tumour, and think before you pass that news along. Thank you very much.
Whoa, whoa. And I've got to thank everyone that read tonight. I mean, we've had some lovely stuff. If you want to spread rumours about how wonderful Recovery's Got Talent is, and of course the World Storytelling Cafe. It's just it's been a real pleasure hosting this tonight, and it's really good to see you all again.
Yeah,
and hopefully not too long. Now, I've got a question for anyone who wants to answer it. How much has writing been a part of the recovery, do you think?
massive for me, massive.
And Sarah, getting your story down, did that help at all?
Well, I mean, I started writing it about 10 years ago, and then I just kind of not finished it. I had to do a share for a CA meeting not so long ago, and I kind of adapted the story into what I've got there, and doing the adaptation of it. Yeah, that's been, yeah, it's powerful. I think I find writing really powerful.
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, from my point of view, the important thing is the writing. You know, it's the therapy, the therapeutic side is almost a wonderful byproduct of
Yes.
it. But you know, and if you start thinking about therapy, I'm not sure that it works. But I mean, it's about the writing itself. Has anyone else got comments, questions?
I found it. I'll tell you, I found it really profound, and I think you know, I live in the Midlands, and I go to a lot of spoken word events, and I think people who've had mental health problems and addictions, again, as people have said, poetry, it just kind of releases it. And for me, with poetry, when I particularly have been going through grief or something like that, I find it's so pared down, the actual emotions, when people actually carefully choose those words and link them together. It's wonderful. And I think tonight it's really impressive with what people have done, just with their work and putting their experiences into their words, into their creativity. Very powerful, very poignant. And there's humor there as well. So that was great.
Absolutely.
So important. So important.
Yeah, and there's a certain courage in, you know, in taking it from that little notebook and putting it out there, which everyone needs to be commended for. It's one of the 5 biggest fears. So I'm over phobias about is talking in public. And so, you know, that's another step everyone gets over when they do these things. I'm hoping, Maria and I have been talking about running another set of workshops, and I want to put a program together that can either go on Zoom workshops or using Darsham again, if we're allowed to, and with a series of 3, poetry, story, and scripting a play, as the 3 themes, with weekly Zoom workshops, probably 2 small sessions, one during the week during the day and one during the week in the evening, because, you know, the skinny part is, you know, gardening's really difficult in the dark, so we'll try and work around that. So if people keep an eye, would we like that for a start?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll work on a program. I'll go out and sort it out. Well, with Maria, I say I will. I'm just the front man. Maria will do the work.
Story of my life, that is.
But right now, give yourselves a huge round of applause. Vicky, Roger,
Thank you, John.
Sarah. Jodie seems to have gone, but
Hi,
there
John.
we are. Oh,
Thank you. John, can I just say something?
yes, please do, Mike. Not might be. I've got to introduce this man. I introduce him all the time. Just be quiet for a minute. There wouldn't be a World Storytelling Cafe without Mike. It was his inspiration. It was his wife's inspiration, and Lucy and Micah's. And Mike's and Lucy's actually doing a series of healing stories through. So keep an eye on the cafe for that. But Mike, please now open your mouth.
Well, I'd just like to thank John and thank everybody for this evening. I think it's been really wonderful, and I think it's really great to take your work to to a broader audience all over the world. So thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Right, so Joe, you're back. Hello. We've just been singing your praises. Oh, you keep moving around my screen. It's like you're running away from me, which is quite understandable. But for now, thank you very much, everybody, and I hope to see you soon. Probably, if we get these workshops going, that will be October time. So I hope to see you all